Hey, what's up everybody? This is Ed the Pond Professor. I just arrived in Wisconsin. I'm on my way to meet up with Pat Dixon of Dixon Shoreline, Greg Wittstock the Pond Guy, Dave, Rich, and Adam Mikowski brothers have designed and built an incredible feature with Pat Dixon as well as the Bruce Company. A lot of people have collaborated on this project, and it is like a natural lagoon located in the water park capital of the world. But what the Mikowski brothers did is something very different and unique. What they wanted to do was recreate this. The Wisconsin Dells were founded on the natural beauty, the lakes, the bluffs, the rivers, the sandstone. They want to take that stuff and say, we want to get back to the roots and we want to create something really unique. So I had to stop here just to get a little inspiration on my own. You can see people obviously out here. We got kayaks, we have boats, we have fishermen. But what I want to show you is something kind of unique over here. Water clarity and quality here is actually pretty decent. Some people might look at this stuff and say, oh, this stuff is nasty. That is actually duckweed. Duckweed is totally harmless. It is a small flowering plant. It's an important habitat for different types of animals, small fish, zooplankton and everything are going to feed in and around all of that material. But what's interesting is if you look across the lake, you don't see a lot of that duckweed located in other areas. It's usually located closer to the shore, and it's because it is wind driven. When I'm designing water features, I try to put my intake bays, those areas where the pumps are located, in areas where the prevailing winds are going to push all that material and allow it to accumulate. This way, if I have a pumping system, say it was hidden underneath that dock, I would be able to capture and suck in that debris, and I could remove it on a periodic basis. That would give me a very clean surface of water. So it's just one of the strategies that we use for recirculating. So the pond that I'm actually here to see today, and actually I remember talking to Pat last year during the design process, is one of my roles at Aquascape is to assist people in designing as well as building water features. So I have a little bit of an idea of what this is going to look like when I arrive there, but what I want to talk to you today about is how we utilize some of the natural stuff to actually really naturalize it. Stumps, logs, aquatic vegetation, everything works symbiotically together to create a desired look from an aesthetic standpoint as well as a desired function. These are these little things that I love. These little logs kind of jutting out into the water. We got little fish under here because this is creating structure as a home for microorganisms attached and living in and around the wood itself. Actually, there's a little water strider here, which brings in fish. It's going to bring in small fish. It's going to be a hiding place for them, and then the larger predators are going to come in and feed good indicator species for healthy water quality. We got damselflies, we got dragonflies, everything zipping across the surface, and that's because all of this floating mass of material, this duckweed and everything, is habitat and home to all types of little insects. It might turn people off from a look standpoint, but it's actually very healthy.
Greg Wittstock, the Pond Guy, and we are in Wisconsin Dells. So we are going to meet the Mikowski brothers and see the inspiration behind this project,
That's
right?
it. Check out that view, which is actually the name of the restaurant as well, because you are looking over the Wisconsin River. This is the inspiration for everything around here.
Good morning! Hey, we got David.
Rich.
Darn it! There's Rich, there's David, twins, and Adam, and these are the Mikowski brothers who happen to own this beautiful resort and amongst many others, and we're going out to see the inspiration for this water feature, and then Pat Dixon.
Hey, how are you? Good morning.
Our local CAC that created this. Let's go on a boat ride, boys.
So this is the narrowest part of the Wisconsin River. Right here. Yep. Right here. So the entire Wisconsin River gets pulled right between this little section, which is maybe 40, 50 feet at the maximum here. So it's actually deeper than it is wide right here.
Our inspiration right there from that rock coming there.
Ah, very cool. All right, so Adam, tell us a little bit about the inspiration that you had for the feature.
This right here is one of the most famous rock formations in the upper Wisconsin Dells. Right now you're looking at Romance Cliff, and right across from Romance Cliff is High Rock.
Cool, this is spectacular. Look at those sandstone bluffs. The Wisconsin Dells really became famous for the natural feature. The Wisconsin River has since kind of changed. It's, you know, you have the downtown area and everything, but your vision is to get it back to nature, get kids back in the water, but the river could be dangerous, so you want to create something of a recreational system that actually mimics this. That was the whole concept, right?
Absolutely, and as our slogan goes, where the fun comes naturally, it's exactly what we're trying to do, and this is the perfect example, I guess, of what to follow.
I love it. This is absolutely beautiful, and I can't wait to get back over to the resort so we could actually see what was created.
I can see why they got inspired to create a place like this that people can actually get to right next to a parking lot, because we're out here in the middle of in the river. So to be able to recreate this where everybody can get to see it is just a spectacular idea.
Oh, nice. Wow, that was perfect.
Come on up, dude. Hey!
We just got off the river and we are at the Dells Resort Natural Lagoon. I grew up coming up into this area. This is what inspired me to become a zoologist and also to get a job with Aquascape because I'm a water person. And now I'm actually creating natural lagoons like this and also working with other people that do the exact same things. Tell me a little bit about, you know, doing shoreline restoration.
Sure.
Recreating some of these things in people's backyards.
They approached us knowing that we had a background in shoreline restoration, aquatics part, aquascape. It was a full-size Olympic tennis court, 65 by 125 feet long.
So this whole area right where we're sitting was a tennis court, a lifeless tennis court.
Yes, and it was an impervious surface, so there was a tremendous amount of water that would run off into the streets.
So now you're talking my language. Impervious surfaces, obviously we need them for roadways and things like that, but to turn that into something like this, which actually captures the rainwater, filtering it and utilizing it to actually fill this pond up.
Quite a self-sustainable system. Immediately I thought, well, a water feature of this size, we need to incorporate the elements of nature. We need to incorporate a natural wetland bog with natural wetland plants. It's got 1,500 wetland plants in here.
Wow.
It's got 12 full-size aquascape centipedes.
The centipedes are basically a water distribution system that we created to allow the fast-moving water coming in from the natural lagoon, and that's going to be distributed along the bottom. The water goes into the centipedes, sedimentation process could occur, goes through some aqua blocks, and then how many tons of river stone did you end up putting inside of this thing, which is creating the habitat for the plants as well as all the microorganisms?
40 ton of 6 to 9 inch stone at the bottom, 20 ton of 3 to 6 on top of that,
wow,
and 15 ton 1.5 to 3 inch on top of that.
Wow. One of the things that I want to bring up here is this natural log. By the addition of this, it not only looks beautiful, but we're going to have different types of microorganisms that are associated with pieces of wood than they are with stone, or they are with the actual plants. Look inside of the water, the clarity. We've got some snails and stuff crawling around in there. It's all responsible for the detoxification of the water. But one of the things, by adding in the different materials, it's a whole nother layer of bacteria and enzymes. Remember, we're creating a natural lagoon. The creation of a system like this is making it easier for children to understand this stuff. We are right in the middle. There's water parks and all types of stuff all the way around us here in the Dells, but then we have this beautiful natural ecosystem. No chlorine, no sterilization.
This is where the wetland bog exits into the stream, and we've got really good recreation of oxygenated water. We're turning the water up as it comes out of the bog again, which is adding extra filtration to the main pond. As you can see here today, the water clarity is just fabulous since Memorial Day.
Awesome. So this sand, I can see the sand kind of transitioning over here.
Yes, where we're at here is 3 feet.
Yep.
And if we can see that stone ridge, that's 4.5 feet. The bottom of the pond, which is the total depth, is about 9'6".
Gotcha. We got a couple pump vaults over here, 3 of them, and we are drawing water out into the external pumps. Where's that water going and what type of volume are we pushing here?
Each pump is about 13,000 GPH, and it's feeding the entire bog 120 feet away.
So this is sending that water all the way up to the wetland filtration system over here. That water comes down under the bridge, goes down that nice, beautiful flat stone, goes into that little bit of a river area, and then it re-enters. So the idea with this is, you can see the location of this, it's at the far opposite end. So we want to pump the water as far away as possible from a circulation standpoint.
But on the other corner, that's where we have the pump vaults for the main waterfalls, which is pulling water that way and then bringing it back in and circulating around here as well.
Nice.
And we also have some of the new Aquascape power
So we have the power heads located on the bottom. So I really don't know where my favorite view of this entire feature is, but up here from the top, this has got to be one of them. Last night, I had the pleasure of spending the night right in this beautiful little tree house overlooking this incredible natural lagoon, but look what is actually down right in front of me. It's like a natural spring.
Of all ponds right here. This is where we come to get away from it all. Okay? Top of the world in our own little splash pool.
Look at this, you got water lilies growing inside of here.
As Ed has seen, and he's walked through, and we've spent the day here, and it's absolutely gorgeous, and there's nothing better than having things the natural way.
Just happy to see the kids enjoying themselves and customers and just enjoying the beach and diving in the deep water. Yeah, awesome time.
The big rock that we just jumped off of on the actual river itself. And that was literally inspiration for this big stack of stones, right?
Yeah, we want to recreate that over here in a controlled environment so our resort guests have nice clean water so they don't have to worry about showering afterwards because it feels so good on your skin.
That is awesome. So here we got kids are clearly enjoying it. They are recreating what we just did. I mean, we were climbing up on those beautiful sandstone bluffs, and now this is what they're doing.
10-foot hole deep, 60-some feet wide, and that was the basis of the pond. And then knowing that we have wall stones under the water, and then we came out with the natural outcroppings of the stones at the top.
It's really unique because we have a straight 9-foot rock cliff. So when you go diving in there, it's really cool because you see just a straight wall of rocks. It's kind of like on the river, and that's where a lot of cost went in. A lot of rock you can't even see unless you're underwater, which is amazing.
I know you started in fall, getting into bad weather, you know, working in freezing temperatures. This was a collaboration project. Your developers, your builders, I mean, you created this incredible place.
We had 480 tons of the boulders under the water that you don't even see, and 480 tons of what you see on the top.
Total like about 2 million pounds.
Oh my goodness.
I remember the first load coming in, it was so neat to see, and then all over our whole property we had rock, just truckload after truckload. It was amazing.
And that number does not include the sand.
No, nope.
Yeah.
So this incredible beach.
Oh my God.
Look at this.
26 semi-loads of sand.
This is the most incredible thing, and we got to get more people living the aquascape lifestyle. When they see something like this that they can actually have, why would you want to be in a chlorinated park when you could be in something like this?
Oh my God.
Our customers go crazy over it.
A recreational ecosystem pond like this is beautiful, and it will attract people 365 days a year. A traditional swimming pool, you have what, 90 days at best, if you're heating it. I can't wait to see what that waterfall looks like during the winter time. For people coming up to view the fall colors, people having bonfires out here, just kicking back and relaxing, and that's what this does. This is replicating a natural environment, and I'm telling you what, guys, this is a home run. Awesome.
Amen.
All right, Pat.
Right on, Bob.